Hi guys, Joseph here. Today we're doing another Joseph car video, and today we're doing another video on my 2002 Volvo V70, and today we're going to be replacing the power steering pump. And the reason I'm replacing my power steering pump is because the other one slightly whines a bit. It's not terrible, I still have power assisted steering, but the reason it never used to whine. Well, the reason that caused it to whine was my power steering reservoir leaked. And the leaking power steering reservoir caused the power steering pump to run dry. It's not good to have your pump run dry, but anyway, I got this power steering pump from the scrapyard. It has actually come off of an S80 D5, this power steering pump. So obviously, if you have it has an extra bracket on the back, so if you have a turbo you may need to modify the bracket if you're using a diesel pump. But it don't look like I'll have to modify it with my 2.4 non-turbo, so it looks like for me it should be a bit easier. But anyway guys, let's get over to the car right now. Right guys, to start this power steering pump replacement, obviously to make life easier you want to start by pulling the hose out. Maybe this would be a good time to upgrade your reservoir, but I've already upgraded mine. Make life a little easier to lift your reservoir up. Yeah, there's also two ears on the back which slide up the coolant reservoir. But anyway, you're going to lift this out of the way a little, up and out the way. More access to the tensioner. Lifting that out the way will give you plenty more access to get to the belt tensioner. Might even better to use the spanner. I'll try. It's a 14mm. I'm gonna see if I can get a 14mm spanner on that. You want to push towards the back of the car. Yeah, this is the tensioner. Right, depends. There's your tensioner right down there. And it'll be easier for you not filming this. And to make life easy, you can use one of these, which is what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I've got to put my arm in there. It's a place to place in your arm. So it might make it easier to lift this off. Get a bit more access. It's only one computer since this is a manual car. Generally, yes, your two hands will make your life much easier. What you want to do is, it isn't lefty loosey. No, what you do is you generally pull back on there. There you go. There you go. Once you've done that, so yeah, once you've done that, you don't need to unravel it from everything. All you need to do is just sort of tuck it under there. Make sure it doesn't come off the other pulleys. As long as that just stays tucked, we'll just be able to route that back on, guys. So now we got that off, we will be able to undo the other stuff. So now is where you want to start emptying the reservoir out. So sort of push that back. You can put them back in its place. And now we've done that, you can undo that. So now our fluid's fine. What we got is a whirring from it. I'm gonna go and grab a syringe and we'll start sucking this out. Right guys, pulling the power steering fluid out, relatively clean fluid. Probably isn't the cleanest, but it's not dirty. I mean, it's not that old, the fluid. I'm going to decide to pull this bit. It's not getting power steering fluid on the engine cover. Not getting that on there. Take the ECUs there. Is pretty much it. It's relatively clean fluid. I'm going to pause here. Right guys, so we're going to undo this hose going into the pump. This is the low pressure hose. Now you might want to actually clip it out of that bracket, and it's a 7mm. Use a 7mm ratchet with an extension, or you can use a flat ended bit, but I think it's quite tight, so I don't think a flat end's going to work in this place here. There you go, I think that's loose enough. Now I want to slowly pull off. Fluid's going to leak out of here. I'm going to front side just below. Good catch. Yeah, so aim it up as soon as possible. Granddad's just sucking it with a syringe. Right guys, now we just need to pull the coolant temperature sensor off the bracket, or slide it off. Yeah, I'll need that bracket from it. Handy to know it does slide off. No, I don't. What I'll do, I'm just going to go and grab myself these. There are 4 12mm bolts. You can't actually see all 4 of them. There's one there. There's a hidden one down there, which you're not really going to see, but you'll feel it. But just to give you a reference, they're all 12mm bolts. I'm going to get a 12mm socket. You're only going to really fit a 1/4 inch 12mm in there. I'm going to go and grab a socket now. So right, you're going to stick the socket in there. You'll see it come out the other side. you go. Try and maybe remember your orientation of that, but anyway. Once cracked loose, you can do the rest by hand pretty much. The only reason I've got to undo this bracket is it don't lose your bolts as you're reusing these. Don't lose it. Yes, so there you go. And we need to separate this bracket. Actually, I'll probably reuse that on the other pump, I think. So now you got that undone, you can actually transfer this fitment. This prevents your banjos coming loose while driving. And now, what size that is? No, it's not a 12, but 14. That would have been convenient if it was. Yeah, I'm just going to go and find a spanner for that. Right, it's a 16mm. You simply crack it loose. There you go. Once you've got that loose, you can now undo the power steering clamp. All we want to do is make sure that's not going to give us a fight. Now there's another 3 that hold the pump to the vehicle. Here we go. These colt wrenches are strong. Now, they're right. And when you loosen it, the pump will come loose. So now, once you crack them loose, they generally will stick themselves into the socket, whatever you do. And be aware, they are different lengths. The short one for the bracket, I think the other 3 are the same length if I remember rightly. I'm not sure how correct I am, but we'll work this out once I get it all off. Yeah. Now for the last one, is where you will need to help yourself. Yeah, be careful, as this is all that's watch it. Whoops. Right guys, just gonna get the last bolt out. Gotta try and precision this. Right guys, now the power steering pump. Now that's it. Now what to do is pull. Right guys, here is our replacement power steering pump. There we go. Let's sort of thread that on anyway. But anyway, the main bolts are the same length. The only difficulty will be threading in the first bolt. But once that is done, it's pretty easy after that. What? There you go guys, I'll have to pause for a minute here. Right guys, anyway, let's thread on our new power steering pump. This is actually used new to me. Before threading, generally start it off by hand first. Never just... Once you're confident it is going in straight, you can actually see it sort of there. Check that it's not cross threading. A cross thread, it's game over. If something cross threads now, we're in deep trouble. It's cross thread. Now it's cross. Now just ratchet away till it bottoms out. Yeah, so you don't fully snug it in. You want to still make it manoeuvrable. So now, for the next hole, go with just a socket. Yeah, so generally start them all off by hand. Because what you want to do is line them all, don't just start wrenching it just yet. And then the final one goes in this hole. Be careful not to drop bolt. Again, like all I've done with all the others. So now you've got them all started, now we can start tightening them with a ratchet. You can see it. Now it will flatten itself up. Again in the final. You want to make sure these snug, because you don't need to back out, because it will cause problems, because this does spin. And just snug the hoe till it is keep it unthreaded. What you don't want to do always start it by hand. Again, before you finish, once you're done, only snug it. Once pinched, give it one quick one like that. That's it. Just snug it. That is tight enough. I'm just going to pause here. Right guys, here's our pump. Honestly, I think this actually looks like a brand new power steering pump. So whatever's ever happened to the car at the scrapyard must not have had this pump changed that long ago before scrapping it. Here you go, guys. So now there you go, you don't need to put that in very tight. Make sure that doesn't bend. Then afterwards we can just slide on our ABS sensor. There you go, guys. Now pretty much we need to put the low pressure line on. Actually, I'm going to put something temporarily over that alternator before I get started. Make sure nothing goes in it. And this is the last of the messy stuff. Can't imagine there'd be much in the system, but just in case, actually I routed it up here. It was luckily empty. There we go, guys. And what you need is your 7mm, and you just snug them up. There you go, all snug. That's tight enough. Then you sort of lift the bottle up. Now it's time to actually put the belt back on. This is going to be a challenge. Is it a 17mm? That's a 14. Anyway, guys, I'm actually going to have to place you somewhere while I deal with this. What I'm going to do is I've got a magnet and a drop. This ain't easy to get to. If you want this tensioner, the tensioner I'm looking for is the one down there. That is the tensioner where I keep dropping spanners. This is what the job's in. People make this look easy, but this is what it's really generally like to do. One of these cars. It looks easy, but it is never as easy as it seems. Never quite as easy as it seems. Right guys, I had a lot of trouble getting this belt back on. What I ended up using in the end, actually is, yeah, put the spanner away now. I ended up having to use another type of spanner, but really, or the other option, I probably could have taped that to the where is it? It's a spanner extender on the floor. Which I got there. I could have used if I really wanted. You see the trouble I had, guys. So now, let's put all the reservoirs back into position. Position it. Here you go. Let's place that. Let's just grease. I'll wipe that up so I can see any future leaks. So now I'm going to put as much new fluid. There's obviously my dipstick. Obviously, yes, I have put a later reservoir in this car already. Let's pour this in. I probably should use a funnel there, but I think that'll be alright. Actually, before I do that, let's cover the ECU box back up. There you go. So now, the fluid you need to use is CHF11S. Or CHF202, they're pretty much the same. So for anything that requires CHF11 or CHF202, they're pretty much the same fluids. Any leaks. Right guys, I've put some fluid in here. I've put slightly more than I should. I'm not going to put the lid on, but we're going to fire this up and then we'll see what happens. Let's go. This is nerve-wracking. Here we go. Here we go. That's just air circulating. It whined for a second and now it's gone. Right guys, we're going to end off this video, and the power steering pump has actually been working really well. It's actually a little bit quieter than the other pump. I slightly do hear a whine from this one as well, but it's not too bad. It's quieter than what the other pump that come off was. Yeah. Well, anyway guys, it's been working well. So I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up, as that helps YouTube recommend my content, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any content like this. Share this video with your family and your friends, and have a nice day.